Hello, welcome back to Seawolf's Den. I'm Crafting Ron. Been a while since I've done any kind of videos. Lots going on after the convention in November and then onward through the holidays, and now we're in a new year. So happy new year 2025. I'm very excited to get things started with new stuff. I do have a ton of toys to convert and ideas. I just have to get them together. The next one I'm going to work with is this toy. This is the old Kenner Star Wars Droid Factory, I believe it is.
I need another leg.
It's Kenner's new Star Wars Droid Factory that you put together to make your own.
Put out in '79. It was kind of neat, kind of a put together your own droid thing. This had a crane sticking up here. It had all kinds of parts for your droids in here, and you made various droids. I think there might have been, a dozen or 2 dozen different combinations. Obviously, that's not what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to take some granny grade, and these are all just grooves for the toys, and I could fill that in. I was thinking about doing that. Instead, I'm going to leave them there because this detail, I don't want to lose the detail that is in there. That's kind of neat. And so I'm going to cover up these areas with granny grade. I may just do pieces or I may do a whole piece. We'll see. Depends on how it ends up looking. I had to order new granny grade since I can't seem to find it in stores anymore, for cheap at least. And so I'm gonna put some granny grade down here and here and here, and I'm gonna make with a diffuser. I've done multiple diffuser type crafts. I want to make kind of a engine room, or kind of it's a large scatter terrain, but I want to make with other parts. I'm toying with, this is an old part from my son's grown out of a lot of his toys that we bought him, and this was a toy lightsaber that we bought him at Disney. We put it together at Disney and made this being the core piece of it. He's going to throw it away because he had broken the actual lightsaber blade playing with it when he was a kid. So he didn't mind me cutting it up and creating some craft out of it. I may put something like that in there and then put this over top and have some lights come up through there. We'll see. I'm going to place this down, have it come through there. I'm going to try to terminate this somehow and have this set, and it'll be like an engine room with other stuff that I'm going to put on here. I'm not really sure what, but it's going to be a lot of different stuff that I want to kind of, and it'll be a sort of a central scatter terrain, kind of like MacGuffin. I'll make this a big engine room type thing. So I'm going to have to wait for the granny grade. Should be here in a couple days. Cover this up, come up with other industrial type stuff. Like I'm going to try to probably do some piping coming off of here to go down. Maybe push these all the way in, let them go down into the ground. And then just find different things I can slap on this to make it look cool. So that's the plan. We'll get started. Until next time. All right, I washed the surface of this so that glue and paint would be more friendly to the surface. I'm going to prime this first and maybe even paint the detail. No, actually, I am going to paint the detail of this prior to doing the granny grade, which is right there, or the otherwise known as cross stitch sheets. But I'm going to measure out these things and create some templates to cut the granny grade out. Things I got to think about, like this big groove. Not really sure what to do with that. Seems awfully large to just put granny grade over it, but I could put some bits in there, make it look like a part of the reactor. So we got to figure out a way to do these templates, and I'm just going to measure them and figure out. I don't want to just cut the granny grade willy-nilly, so I'm going to cut paper and use it as templates. All right, those are the two main templates that I'm going to use. This one should be fairly easy. I'm going to put one here. We'll figure out something for this one. I'm going to go ahead and paint this. All right, we're back. Painted the piece and the granny grade that I cut up to cover the main parts. Doesn't reveal below as much as I thought it would, and I'm already getting paint chips off of here. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to have to touch up some of this paint. So a little modifications I'm going to do. First of all, I'm trying to come up with a way, an easy way, because I don't want this to be just one big piece of granny grade. I want to kind of segment it with a border. Like I'm going to put a border along here and along there, and then maybe down the middle. I got to segment this whole piece down there, and like maybe across here, and just kind of give it a segmented look, like it's all steel. So I'm looking into that. I also got several other pieces. Like I saw this, I could place that there where the crane used to be. I've got the granny grade, so I'll just have to put it on top, or I may cut out the granny grade and set that inside. Give it kind of an outpost look. Maybe this is more than just a engineering. This could be a remote power station or something like that. I may just paint that and be a add-on piece. This I'm probably just going to glue in to cover it up, cover up some parts, give it more of an interesting look. I don't know where this came from, but I've had pieces of all kinds of things. This too was a piece that I might stick in here to fill that in, give it a little look. I've got a little door here that I may cut out some grooves here and let it sit on top of here, and maybe even open, but I don't know what I'm going to put underneath it yet. Another piece I may glue here. I'm going to paint all these up. At least this is going to be a thing, and then this can be an optional thing. I've got this base painted. I'm going to probably paint a little bit more. It's a bit cold right now, so I can't really paint this very well. So I did glue these pieces together, maybe put a light up and through it. I still got to paint more of this, or prime most of this and this. And then I've got to come up with a way to just terminate these ends with something. And that this will be an add-on. I'm not going to glue this down onto this. So this can be used multiple ways. So that's where this stands. Maybe lights underneath, because I was going to look at that. Looking at the bottom, I really could put lights up through, like here, without even having to drill, but I could just drill. I got strings of lights that I could put into here, so maybe that. Even washing it didn't do any good. Paint's still coming off of it, and that's kind of annoying. And I got to repaint parts of this anyway, so we'll see. Until next time. All right, back with this Droid Factory project. It's evolved quite a bit. I'm still painting. These are base painted. More I played with it. I got the granny grade down, and I'm pretty happy with the add-ons. I haven't glued these down yet, and I'm still detail painting these. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Could be anything, and I don't want to nail it down to a specific thing. So I want to add the minimum amount of stuff to make it look like it's something, and take away from the playset image of it. And then, like, I'm going to create various things like this one. This is a combination of that fuser and the pieces of the lightsaber, and I'm going to make that like a warp core looking thing. And I really like the way that looks. I'm going to glue this down or nail this down somehow and paint it up a little bit more. I'm still in the process. Mostly base painted, and make that. And I may even put lights in this one. Who knows? I'm gonna probably take some of these lights here. They're different colors. Blue, red, and green. Got this at a wedding, I think. I got 2 of them. I might stick them underneath the granny grade just to make it look kind of cool. And house them up inside there. There's a lot of room up in this. Also, out of some gum wrapper, you know, the bubble gum tape things, I started making this shield generator looking thing. I've seen somebody do that online, and this could be swapped out. This could be like this, and then when I finish painting this up, this could be like a radar station, which indicates it's kind of outside. It doesn't have to be there. I nail this down, it's going to be weird if I leave it in the interior. So these will be add-ons to this overall look. I have glued this down. This found a piece that looked like a hatch. I put that down. I'm going to glue this down eventually, but I kind of want to hand paint this first, get it detailed out. Filled in that space with something, make it look industrial. So that's what I'm doing. I'll probably give you 1 or 2 more progress reports on it and then pictures afterwards. Until next time. A little mini craft that grew out of this project, which is almost done except for some painting. I've painted this. I'm still painting this. I've got some new ideas for this and this for some lights. This is also still being painted, worked on. I got a piece of model that I put there to cover up a hole. I've got this painted almost. Probably could put some wear and tear on it, a little dry brushing to get it looking like it's been used. But out of this, I have this thing. And so this is kind of a mini craft within a craft. This is a arm of a transformer that I like all on its own. You can see it really is a gun. It actually does. You put little darts in it and it shoots. I don't even know where the button is. And I wanted to make a structure that will support it to be like a giant claw. For like trash picking up or whatever. So I built this out of corner packing, plastic packing things that were on, I don't remember what, a door or something, and sprues. I'm just trying to give it a truss look without having to build a truss out of it. And I want to have it hanging from here. So a little extra craft within a craft. Here I'm just going to add a few more sprues to the structure, just kind of give it a truss look. I know that it's not perfect. Oh, one thing that I have been doing on these sprues is grinding down the places I cut. And I'm not looking for something that is perfect, but I kind of like the way this kind of looks. I mean, they've got a little bit of a thrown together, but I think it'll look kind of sci-fi structure look. Once I get it painted, close enough. I think I have one more thing I want to try. Okay, that's about it. All right, we're back with this craft that I started, and like most of my crafts, they tend to evolve. This main part, the platform, is almost done. I may do some painting and some dry brushing and some touch up, but I added a part. I don't remember the toy that this was based on, those little robots that went around on tracks, and I've got a whole stack of those tracks. And it also had some other parts to it that were kind of sci-fi. But this was the only wall that it was supplied, and so I added this. I'm still painting this. This is still kind of base painted. Added a 3D printed fan on here. Painted that up and glued it down. I think overall it looks good. I haven't done anything with this. I haven't glued this down yet because I'm still thinking about putting some lights down underneath there, and I may have to do some drilling to make that happen. I've got these lights that came from those light sticks you can get at weddings or events, but they're 3 different colors. They're green, red, and blue. And I can get those underneath there, and it can light up 3 different ways. Just not real thrilled with the 3 different colors, but you know, whatever free lights I can get. So I may do that. I gotta store up the buttons underneath and kind of feed them down into. I've already got 3 holes, maybe 4 or 5. We'll see. Anyway, at least 3, maybe 4 holes underneath this thing. Additionally, I started a video on what I'm now calling the claw. It came together kind of randomly. I started with the transformer arm, and I think this still needs a little bit of touch-up painting. And I was like, oh, how can I could print something if I wanted to, but I'd like to try to craft it. It started with these corner pieces, and these are its mates. And I basically took a set pair and took one inside the other. Somehow I got it to work for this one, but it's not working for this pair. I got up inside there. Anyway, stuck those together. Got some parts from, I don't even know where they came from, but I've had these in my box of bits. Some toy connectors, some kind of Tinker Toy erector set type plastic thing. And I built that out. Of course, I used the sprues to kind of give it a frame. A necklace for the chain, which I think looks really good. And then a bunch of parts from beads. I have a whole stack of beads here that I've used for various reasons. Some of which were stuff my kids threw out. Others I bought. Other parts, apple sauce tops, gears from steampunk stuff that I bought at a Halloween store to kind of give it the industrial look. And I think it matches pretty well for the overall look of this. The other thing I made was the bubblegum generator with some 40K bits. This was still not finished. I'm not done with this one from a paint job point of view, but this was came with, I think, this one or another eBay purchase. And then this kind of grew considerably, and you can swap out with this or be on the outside like that. But as you can see, I've painted the inside green because it needs to contrast. Because a set of lights I put inside, and it's kind of a generator. Now that's all it does is shine. It doesn't have an alternate. It's my first craft with these, with anything I bought from this place. But bin shopping, I'm sure people have heard of these. Bin shopping, you go in and they have these bins everywhere, and for that day, whatever you grab out of those bins is $1 or $2 or $5. I happened to go on the $5 day, and I got a lot. I got a whole box of these LEDs that usually run about $25, $30, and they're supposed to be for a vehicle. I got like a bunch, 6 or 7, 8 maybe. I got a bunch of them, and they're just wired, prepared for any kind of setup you want to do. So what I did with this, just set up a 12-volt connector with a switch, soldered them all together, and then some electrical tape, and soldered them in a circuit, of course. And you can look that up anywhere if you don't know how to do that. And then we have light. My real first attempt at light, and I'll put a link to a guy that does a lot of really stylish light crafting. He and I have met at Mythicon, and he encourages people to do all kinds of light stuff, and he has some really cool kits. So I highly recommend you look him up. Terrain Tronics, his YouTube channel. David Roach is the crafter, and he has visited Mythicon many times, put on some classes for the convention. So I'll put a link in the description for his YouTube channel for really good lighting for crafting. Me, I'm just gonna do it kind of amateur, and he definitely does it better. So anyway, that's where this is going. I'm gonna finish this up, take some pictures, and finish the video up. This still has to be screwed down. So as you can see, I painted up green. I put this filter off of, or it's the cover from a free light that people were giving away at a convention. Here's that light. I may use that for something else. It just wasn't bright enough for this. And so I figured out a way to get the light underneath here. I actually fed it through here, and it is inside the lightsaber part that I glued on there, and it does pretty good. The catch is now I got to do something with these wires and the battery, for that matter. I still have the screws for these. I'm going to screw this down now that it's pretty much done. And so until next time. So until next time, seek the wolf in thyself.